Anything?
Yes. 5.
Oh, there we go. There we go, folks. So it's greetings, YouTube. Oh my God, look at these skip frames. 42%. What the friggin' hell is going on? Hi, guys. Hopefully it's working. I have no idea what just happened there. I really do. Is it okay? Is it juddery? Is it fucking going crazy? Let me know. But yeah, I'm getting lots of hellos, so hopefully it was. Yeah, it was ready to explode. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It looks good here. Thank you, Kev Hal. Right, so rewind. Greetings, it's Yellow Belly. Yeah, hopefully we'll get over this issue. But yeah, I'm not over an hour late. So that's Zypho's job. That. I have no idea what was going on then. For some reason, I had to make sure that it was going live on the old, what's it called now? The YouTube Studio as well, which is brand new to me. So, but not a problem. Hopefully, I can close that down, and I'll still be here. Yeah, right. So, before we start, as always, let's get this out of the way. There we go. And let's have a quick squiz to see who's here. Now then. Oh, scrolling all the way back. First in was Avocet. He said he may join in later on, no problems. Then we have the awesome Pete Walker. Big thanks. He sent me some awesome equipment again. We have Kev Hal. Good to see you, mates. Oh, that's for this one. There is. We have 8-Bit Rage. 8-Bit Rage. Good to see you again. And we have Big Juffer. Oi, oi. And who else have we got coming in? Let's have a look. Oh, I saw Mike ZT before as well. It's I lost. Yeah, right at the top. He was the first in. So big thanks. Hello, Mike ZT. And we have Richard Cheers. Good evening, sir. I don't recognise that name, so welcome to the Yellow Belly stream. If it's your first time, let us know. Everyone will send you some of my special love. And we have, who else? Stog33, and we have Pillock. Oh, we've got all sorts of people coming in. I've got a funny feeling I know where these people are coming from and who they're really here to see. And we, of course, we have Zypho. Wouldn't catch me streaming late. And 80 Retros Gamer. Johnny B, good to see you, mates. And the gorgeous Andrea Wyatt. Her stories are absolutely legendary. If you've not checked out her story, it's on my Discord. Have a read. It's quite amusing. And we have, let's have a look. I'm just scrolling through. It's an arse. Has the ST crashed? No, sir. It's unfortunately, I live in Wales, and it takes a while to get the sheep to start generating enough electricity on the treadmills to, get me going. So, just quickly scrolling through now. Any new people there? If I've missed you. Oh, Eagle Chip. Yeah, sorry, mate. It's not an hour. Bexley, good to see you, mate. Oh, and here we go. There's some more new ones. We have Control Alt. Good to see you. Oxo, good to see you, matey. And yeah, and then I'm back up to 8, I believe. So, sorry about the delay, as I said. Awesome to see you all. 20 already. That's brilliant. So, as you know, we have a guest. I always try and have a guest on. I love to include the retro community. And here is a gentleman who is well known in our community. I need to lose that image and everybody say hello to the one and only Veloceraptor.
Hi, folks. How you doing?
There we go.
My assistant here as well.
Oh, he's playing with his pussy as we speak.
We're doing
So
that.
not to worry. So hopefully everyone can see him there. Go on, Dave, says Stog33. Oh, hi, Velo
Oh, hi.
says so. But here we go. All the greetings are coming in for you, buddy. There we go. Oh, yes, he's very famous in our community, the 8-bit community, and also a little bit on. Oh, look at the size of that pussy. That is lovely. I'll have to say I've never had a black pussy before, but there's always time, I guess. So, hiya, mate. Better now it's bloody working, I tell you. Fucking hell, that was a nightmare.
I can hear you panicking. I thought, there's nothing you can say, Dave. Don't say anything. You're not help.
Oh, yeah, clicking away and like, bloody, I tried switching it off, I tried putting it back on again, and then it was just being. You say we can't see the cat, you just want us to see your arm. So, welcome, Dave Veloceraptor. But as always, I like to have a fag and a brew and have a little chit chat with my guests and just find out a little bit about their retro journey. But I've got to ask, first questions first. Nice to see you've tidied up, by the way. Your room for me. That's nice of you. Veloceraptor. Where did that come from?
Well, I used the name Raptor Jesus in a game, and I was told it might offend people, so I just changed it to Veloceraptor. And I've stuck with it ever since. I like Jurassic Park Velociraptors. I think it's a good name.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. Yeah, I'm good. I think Raptor Jesus was a pretty cool name, actually. I'd offend everybody, me. Well, that's me. I'm born to offend.
Was it a case of changing that?
Yeah. But he is well known in our community, especially this 8-bit community. So, as always, I love to find out those little stories of where people began on their retro journey, their first machines, etc. And hiya, Mikey. And yes, tell me your story, sir.
So, even before I got my first computer, I was really into them. The family used to go to St Anne's, which is next to Blackpool, every year. And there's amusement arcades all over the place. There's a huge, big, long pier. I used to love going there. And the hotels you stayed in, there was always 6 or 7 arcade machines as well. The one that we stayed in, there was always a sit-down, full-on, proper Star Wars one. I know that's Zypho's favourite as well. Absolutely amazing. You've got speakers right beside your head. You've got the yoke. Amazing. So I loved arcade games long before I got before I got my first computer. So even from 5 years old, I was playing arcade games, even though I didn't know what I was doing, playing Berserk and dying in seconds. I was wanting another 10p, having another try.
Superb.
I got my first computer. Almost 10 years old. Mum's a teacher, and she borrowed it from the school. So I had a BBC Micro for a few months.
Oh, super. Did you play Frack?
Yes.
Did you see the room?
I'm not really sure which games we had, but when I see games that I played, I remember playing them. That's the one with the caveman and the yo-yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have that. And then for Christmas that year, I got my first Amstrad, so I was 10 years old. I got a 6128 for Christmas.
Oh,
the full-on colour one with a disc drive.
Oh, yeah, rich bastards. That's posh kids, I tell you. Oh,
it was shared with a lot of brother, but he didn't play it very much. I played it all the time. So the Amstrad, I remember a few games from it, but it's only watching Zypho and Novabug streams that I've started to remember, and of course the videos I've started to remember the games I had. So there will be other games that I think I don't know about that I'll remember sometime.
Ah, superb. What did you have the 12 pack, or what was the equivalent for the 6/128?
I don't think it came with any games, or at least I don't remember it coming with any games, unless they dumped the whole Amsoft thing by that point, because it came with a couple of compilations. One had Jet Set Willy, Bounder, Sweevo's World, and Everyone's a Wally. There was a few other ones as well, but I didn't have any Amsoft games. I don't even think we had Roland in Time. Roland in Time and Roland in Space were what came with the 664, but not with the 6128. So I don't know that I had any Amsoft games. And by the time I got my CPC, Amsoft games they're fairly dated, and they'd think the whole project had kind of run its course, and there was games being released for the Amstrad normally, so they didn't really push Amsoft anymore by the time I had it.
I get you. Yeah. So you must have had. Did you have the one go-to game back in the day that you'd go to on the Amstrad?
There was a few. I mean, I'm trying to think. What I played the most on was Bard's Tale. When I finally got that. But I played Jet Set Willy loads. I loved a lot of the games. I never made any serious attempt to finish them. At that age, I couldn't have done. But things like Jet Set Willy, I just loved exploring, getting into space or going all the way out to one side of the house. Collecting the items was just something I didn't bother about. And it's the same with all the other things like Monty on the Run and so on. You were just trying to get farther ahead in it, not really kind of trying to complete the game or anything seriously, just exploring. I always loved exploring games.
Yeah. It's I mean, I watch. I mean, it pisses me off really. I watch Zypho and Novabug, and they do these long plays, and they finish the game. I'm like, fucking hell! I couldn't complete a game if I even tried. Even now at this age, and I was relatively. I was a brilliant gamer, but I just enjoyed playing the games, whether I finished them or not. So no, I appreciate
the whole. You were able at that age to put yourself into the world that the game created, and to be fair to it now, the games aren't that complicated, but your imagination, what's the distance?
Yeah. No, I agree. So there we go. So what did you move on to after your Amstrad?
I moved on to an Atari ST with MIDI ports. I moved on to Atari ST in I think 1989 or 1988. I'm not sure which it was. Probably 1989. We're trying to work it out earlier on today which one it was. So I think 1989. So I had the Amstrad for 3 years, I think, and then I moved on to the ST. The ST. Back when I had the Amstrad, I was into role playing games. I didn't very much play them. It was difficult to get them organised and get other kids interested and so on. But read the magazines. White Dwarf was the British one, and the one I read more often was Dragon. And Dragon magazine always had this little section in it about games, about computer games. They called it the role of computers, and it was always things like the Commodore 64 and the Apple II, machines that we didn't have in the UK so much. But they came out with one game in that, and they were raving about it. They said this is the best game ever made, and it's it's Dungeon Master. Now, I don't know if you've played Dungeon Master for the ST, if you've seen it.
Yeah,
but
I've seen it.
It was fantastic. As soon as I saw that, I had to get an ST. So I duly got one for Christmas, and the ST enabled me to play a lot more. The games I like, the role-playing games, adventure games, strategy games. I played a lot of text games on the CPC as well. Action games I was never that good at, so I the patience wasn't quite there to spend ages playing them. So I did play a few, but not as many as the kind of strategy and so on games. So the ST was kind of where it took off, and then 3 years later, I got myself a 386, and I've been a PC ever since. I've never had a console, never owned a console at all. Didn't know anything about them at all. Nothing about any of the Nintendos.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the genre of game you're talking about, the first one that came to my mind was Blood Witch.
Yeah, I had that for the ST. So I didn't have that. My pal at the end of the street, John, at the end of the street, had Blood Witch. And I wanted him to play two-player with me. Because you could play two-player Blood Witch. I don't know how well it was because John wasn't interested. John wanted to play other games like Lemmings. But I have now got a copy of Blood Witch somewhere. Might even be on that shelf behind me.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And obviously, have you had a go at Shadow of Sergoth on the Amstrad, the recent one?
Oh, yeah. I do have a GX now, Philip, but I didn't have a GX back then. I haven't had a go at that one. I think that's one. Is that a more recent one?
Yeah. It's just like Blood Witch.
Yeah. I think I've seen that one. Then yeah, we'll eventually get around to that then.
It's really interesting, really, because when I do these things, it's certain games and certain people have obviously different flavors and things like that. And it's a liver failure ego chip. Yeah. It's good to hear that, and especially when you start mentioning stuff like White Dwarf now. I don't know if you've seen any of my stuff, my other previous videos on my channel, but I'm a huge Warhammer fan.
Well, I do like. I wish I had been into Warhammer when I was younger. I didn't know much about it. I was in White Dwarf. I know it was in White Dwarf. It's a Games Workshop thing. But when I played Warhammer games on the PC, I've really enjoyed them. I've got a whole big line of them there.
Yeah.
Warhammer games there. I can like the whole. Was it Warhammer or Warhammer 40k you liked?
Me, Warhammer original.
Right,
yeah.
I was never really into it. That was more kind of war game. That was really centered on the figures and so on and the miniatures and so on.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny you mention it because I take my Warhammer Quest from 1996. I think that was. I always take it to work to help, and I used to use it as a teaching aid to show that, stats and maths can be fun. And it was really good for a teaching aid, and it still is now, to get people over that fear of math and to show that it can be fun. So I wasn't. What was on the old Amstrad? Now there was Hero Quest and Space Crusade. I know they came out for it, and I know on the PlayStation we had a couple of Warhammer games. Shadow of the Horned Rat rings a bell with me, and but what are you saying about text adventures? And this is something I quickly discussed before we went live. I asked, why haven't you got a channel? That there is a gap and a half, really, on YouTube of people actually doing these things, doing adventure games, doing the old text adventures and up to date. Is that something you've considered?
I haven't. I've entertained the idea of streaming. I thought, well, once this is all set up, I'd have all this wonderful hardware. I could do it, but I don't know if I don't know if I will stream. I feel as if there's. I said this before to you. I feel as if there's an awful lot of people wanting to stream, and there's maybe not enough audience for it. I think. If you look at Twitch, for example, you see hundreds of people with almost no viewers. And I'm not really up for that. If I'm going to put the effort into streaming, then I like people. I don't. Maybe it will. I don't know. Once I've got this room set up, I haven't told you about the room yet. Once I've got the room set up, then maybe I'll entertain the idea. Maybe I will. And I like my old role-playing games, the old strategy games, the old text adventures, the old adventures, and so on. So maybe that's what I would do.
Yeah. I'm just thinking because obviously, if you did it on YouTube with those guys, you'd have the support of everybody. So you don't have to, you don't have to do it on Twitch. Do it on YouTube, and I think everybody in the chat will agree. We will support you with the community. Hey, Chris, how's it going, buddy? And definitely, if it's something, there is a gap in the gaming market, if you wish. So just something for you to consider. Speaking of your room, can we get a little tour?
Yeah, no, I don't know how well this will go pointing the webcam, but we'll give it a try. So In fact, I'll tell you a wee story about it first of all to work out where it's come from. Before I get to kind of to explain where it's come from. So I first started into kind of retro stuff over 20 years ago when I played a bit of software. A guy was on a multiplayer text adventure called Mud. I bumped into a guy and he made something called MGE, which was Multi-Gauntlet Emulator, which came before MAME. Everybody knows what MAME is. But MGE was Multi-Gauntlet Editor, and I came across that, and I loved the idea of playing an actual arcade game on my computer. So I get into that, and then I get into MAME. And ever since then, I've been kind of touching emulation a bit, and then get away from it, playing games in old emulators, bringing up Captive and the ST and playing that for just long arms, yeah. That's for catch and prey, Mikey. And emulators and me have kind of got a funny relationship. I find emulators are a bit thin. They're just not as, it's not as real as touching the real computer. So I kind of not so much with emulators. And then about a year ago, I lived in a flat and I decided to buy a house. And I thought at that point it all caught fire, and I thought I'll get a room and I'll set it aside for all these old computers, and that's what I've done. So I'm just about finished. There was a lot of problems in the way, but I'm just about finished. So I'll give you a wee tour of what's in the room.
There we go.
I'm trying to move slowly so you don't get seasick.
Did you polish your head? Did you polish your head special for this?
No, it's just naturally shiny. In this corner we have a 21-inch CRT, and you can see a couple of MIDI synthesizers there. The NT32 was actually NT100, and you can see an SC88. That's for the DOS stuff. The DOS computers are not actually there; they're still in PCs. Next is my main computer. So this is my main.
Oh, hang on. Who's that handsome fella on your screen? He's gorgeous, him, with a long head and.
That's Yellow Belly. He's one of the most handsome men I know. And this is my actual DOS normal computer. You know, my normal modern computer. It's all water cooled. We have where the Mega ST should be. Unfortunately, the Mega ST is dead.
Oh.
The Mega ST is in the room over there, the workshop room, because I'm going to have to resolder every single joint on it. But you can see the Mega ST keyboard there.
Yeah, that's a shame. Now that you see, have you ever thought of videoing yourself fixing these things?
Someone suggested that. I don't know how we'd do it, but maybe I could stream doing little repairs. I'm not an expert at that at all, but I've got enough to kind of pick up what to do and give it a shot. So maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
There's the mirror.
If you want to host it on my channel or anything like that, more than welcome to, mate.
Okay, I'll have a think about it. I don't know. I've said I wouldn't do it until I decide what's finished with it. Well, so this is the monitor for that. That's the monitor for the Amiga. I've got an Amiga A500 plus to do, and I've got a Checkmate case for that. And next to that, you can see an Amstrad.
Oh.
And beside it, underneath a cover, is the CTM 644 monitor. And down there, you can just, and no more, see a 664.
There she blows. There she goes. Now I know.
That's where the C64 will be. But I like that. That's 664.
Yeah, and I know. I know that a certain individual in the chat will be extremely pleased to see that. Oh dear, yeah, he's actually on screen as we speak. Yeah, he's knocking one out to it. Yeah, it's an overbug. And it's nice to see your cat has taste, yes. So sorry to interrupt me.
And in the corner you can see a CRT TV, and that's where the mister goes. So the FPGA I've just seen what you put on screen, and that's where the Method FPGA goes. So that's kind of the best way to play arcade games. And of course, you have here loads of discs at the top there, but you have all these old boxed games I've been collecting. So there's. Oh, shut up, Google. So you've got ST games up there. You've got the kind of Baldur's Gate series there and the
Baldur's Gate
books for them. You've got some Warhammer stuff there for you.
Oh, super.
More ST, and there's a couple of there's a CPC game.
Total Eclipse, Threescape, yeah, Threescape game.
New old stock, sealed, never opened.
Sealed? Oh my god.
Sealed. I'll get open sooner or later though. You've got Star Wars games there. Various other games there as well. Up there you've got, can you see this? You can't see that yet. So shelves there doing games. You've got every Ultima game there. Wing Commander. You've got a whole load of Psygnosis games there.
Oh.
Might and Magic games. You've got Loom and Monkey Island and a few other there. You've got a full set of, can you see? Yeah, full set of D&D boxed gold box games. So there's quite a lot there, and there's actually still 2 crates full of games to go on the shelves when I get them up. There's a monitor there that Pillar and Chat drove up and dropped off that needs to get fixed. There's a whole load of stuff. There's also a room through there, room through the door there where all my gear is to fix things, including the Mega FTE that needs to get repaired. So hopefully you could see what I was talking about there. I don't know how well that came out on camera.
I think that came out rather well. I think, do you have much more work to do in there to set up, or?
It's absolutely loads. Everything needs repaired. Yeah. Everything's broken and needs repaired somehow.
There we go. Just let you get set up. Yeah, it's. I think you should do definitely even if you just put it on put it on Discord for us. I think once you finish, we need a full tour. Definitely a full tour.
Novabug is right. Novabug's brought up a point. You did spot, Rich. You did spot the pollen. That's there. Novabug's a good point. I first met this community, the kind of Amstrad community. I'd watched Zyphos and I'd watched Novabug's videos on YouTube. They just come up. You watch the stuff. But I've never really gone deep into it. Never watched a stream. Never watched anyone live. And I acquired a CPC, a 464, and it was dead. I need to fix it. And someone put me in contact with a certain person in chat just now who kindly sent me for nothing. He kindly sent me a PCB. And on that PCB, I was able to resurrect my Amstrad from it. The person, of course, Novabug. And then I've sent the PCB on to Rob, who Rob does, he deconstructs boards and then builds replicas that you can put the original chips on. So I haven't checked recently to find out if he's got around the problems, but sooner or later, Chewy will effectively be a mother because Rob will create brand new printed PCBs based on that board that you can use. So if you've got an Amstrad, if you've got a 464 and the board is humped, you could buy one of his boards, move all the chips onto it, and it'll live again. Or in fact, if you've got a 464 and you want to put it onto a nice new clean board and put good resistors on all the rest of it, then you can do that as well.
Fantastic.
So Chewy will be a mother and all through that. And that's when Chris Novabug did that for me, he sent me that board, I thought, well, I'll go and check out the streams. And that's me. Yeah. And that's how it all started.
So Novabug broke you in, he popped your cherry as such.
Yes, and it's been popped lots of times since.
Well, every single person in the chat is extremely jealous of that room, including me. And yes, it's nice to hear that story about the PCBs upcoming. That'll be absolutely awesome. Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, I've not heard that story before, so I'm looking forward to seeing any progress on that. I think, are you on mod chat? Are you on any mods? I'm sure I made you a mod. Uh, if there's any links or anything like that to those, you can either throw it in my Discord or throw it in the chat. That's any information on that stuff. I'm sure people will be interested.
Yeah, now we're talking. And find out if he has actually got the Amstrad ready to the point where he can sell it.
Yeah, I'm sure people will be interested. Right, I suppose we better get on with some gaming, haven't we? Because I'm running out of time, and I want to spend it. I lost a lot of time at the beginning, and I want to spend more time chatting to you. But we can carry on. If you do have questions for Veloceraptor, please throw them in the chat, and he will pick them up as we're playing games. What I will request, if you can just knock your camera off, sir, and then we can get on with the gaming.
Say goodbye, Johnny.
There we go, and there's the thing. Big thanks for that. We do need to crack on, though. I am aware of time. Mikey, if you're still around, just be aware I am running late. I had trouble getting the stream going, and so please bear with me, buddy. I better crack on with the gaming, though. So you're still there, aren't you, Dave?
Yes, I'm still here. Yeah.
There we go. So we've got you. We've got sound. Superb. So what I'm going to do is just crack on with the gaming now, and we're on the letters U, V, and W. Now I've put 3 together, and hopefully the next stream it'll be the X, Y, and Z. So let's crack on with the first game. Hopefully everything is coming through. I just need to switch on. Where's it gone? Where have you gone? There you are. So here we go. So then, if you can also keep an eye on the chat, buddy, that would be appreciated.
Problem.
And let's have a look. So first game up tonight is called Ultima Ratio. Now then, let's have a look-see. Let's select keys. Let's select joystick. Superb. Now then, B to start. So let's have a look at this one. So, how did you find this one, mate?
You sent me a list of games, and there it was. No, I quite liked it initially. It gives you a really good impression to start off with, but as I played it, I kind of fell out a bit with it. I think the collision detection is harsh on it. You've got a huge hitbox, and because of the way it scrolls, it's flip screen scrolling. Or maybe push scrolling or somewhere between, you quite often are immediately killed as soon as you flip screen. And despite the great graphics and how slick and so on it is, it's just a bit, exactly what happened to you there. It's just a little bit frustrating. I felt as if that could have been polished out. Yeah,
I agree with the hit detection, and I'm losing lives very quickly. Trying to suss out what I'm supposed to shoot and what I'm not. I don't know what that is, but not to worry. That's a thing that shoots at me, is it? Yeah. The collision detection really is trouble. What's up, Simon? Graphics are alright, but wow, yeah. Now then, if you notice, it'll appear in a second on that one. I got hit by, and he was in the adjacent square. So yeah, the hit detection really is poor on this. Nice concept, the idea. A little bit of Iridium, but with what do we call this? Like shove scrolling or something. And
push scrolling is what I call it. I'm not quite sure if that's what it is. I guess it is push scrolling. There's different kinds of push. Sometimes push scrolling just scrolls a little bit as you do it, but this is kind of, it flips kind of between it. And because it's live on both screens, you end up getting killed.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
It's a shame.
Yeah, the concept's there, the idea's there, which is nice.
Ego Chip says it reminds him of Anarchy. It looks cleaner and plays different though. Hi, Technic.
No worries, buddy. No worries. Thanks for the support, mate. Thanks for the support. Yeah, I'm struggling with it. And you see the glitch. If I just hover there, over that black bit, there's a glitch. So, I don't think... Yeah, collision detection really is poor.
It's as if the game finished and they should have played tests it and fixed all these things, but they said, fuck it, let's stick it out anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Okie doke, folks. Keys are responsive to play, I suppose. Mode 1, but it's not bad. Not bad. I've seen better. I've seen better versions of it, so yeah, not sure. I'm still playing it, which is I suppose a good thing, but that might just be due to the things. So get your scores in, folks. Let's get your scores in. I've already decided on this one.
It's on a 4. He's not feeling it. 80s Retro Gamer says a 3, so they might have scored higher if the hit detection was better, but it's not a gem.
Yeah. Hiya, Kate. Good to see you, hon.
Ego Chip says a 6. Does like the graphics. I went for a 7 because there's a lot to like about this. I just feel as if it's nearly where it needs to be. Den Hag says 6. Rifle says 5.5. Juffer says 4. He says unfinished. He's probably right. John Gage says 2 out of 10. Johnny is in for an 8. No, not you, Johnny. Johnny in chat. Cat puts his head up there when I said his name. Rach says a 4. Not her type of thing. Andrew says a 5. Nobug says a 4.5. It's not a gem. Kate says a 5. Texie's on a 4.
Okie doke. So, what did you say you gave it? A 7?
I gave it a 7. Yeah, there was a lot I liked about it. I just, yeah. Maybe that was generous.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I like the graphics, as Ego Chip there. Yeah, I like the presentation a little bit, and especially the text. I like that. It's nice to see a different font rather than. So they went to the effort of that. They definitely had a good idea. I think they could have got away with proper screen scrolling on that because there's not that much going on. So I'll score this a 6.5. A 6.5 out of 10. It's not bad. I think everybody needs to play it to appreciate it, but certainly not a gem, but a nice find anyway. Yeah, definitely a nice find. Again, a lot of these games I've never played or heard of before, and that's how I tend to pick them. So I'm going to give this one a 6. Yeah, I'm going to go 6, not 6.5, 6, because of that hit detection. But otherwise, yeah, I could see me coming back to it occasionally, but not a lot.
It's nice and responsive. A lot of games like that aren't responsive, so we can't complain about the controls being responsive. Maybe it plays a little better than it looks as well.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, no, I do know this game. I do know this game. It's a more recent game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I know you like this one.
I do like this one. It's by the Mojang Twins, who have done some awesome games, and they really, really know what they're doing with Mode 1 graphics as well. And it's called U-All 2 Quest for Money. Now, I actually have featured it. We get straight in, and what we have is a lovely platformer. So, how did you find it, bud?
I like it. It's a bit easier for them because it's a modern game, so they know what's in good games and what's in bad games. So things like static jumps don't happen in this. You can control your character while he's jumping, and you wouldn't do that in a modern game. You couldn't have a Jet Set Willy style dizzy jump in a modern game. So that really helps this. It's really polished. They've done well with it. I like that when you go underground, the music changes. Otherwise, you would get fed up with the music in the game. I like the way that those ghosts have momentum. They find it difficult to move about and steer into you if you know what you're doing, which I didn't, but I kind of felt as if it might. I like the ghosts and ghouls mechanic of where if you get hit, a new shirt appears and you can go and pick up the shirt somewhere else. The music, I think, is good. I like the graphics. They've chosen the different mode than normal, but it doesn't look like a Spectrum port. So yeah, I liked it. It's a nice short game as well. It's not that long, which I like about games. These days I don't have all the time in the world, so I don't want a game that lasts weeks. I want a game that by the time I'm bored with it, it's finished.
Yeah. I love this game. I love the use of Mode 1. I love the colours. I love what they've done with it. I love the jump mechanic. Now, people know me. I'm a sucker for jump mechanics. And as you said, the fact that you can change directions, etc., is superb. No, I love this game. I'll be dead straight with you guys. When I was I was questioning whether to put this on or not in the collection, and I thought, well, maybe people don't know it, and with it being a more modern game, they may not know it. So I thought, yeah, I'll give this a go. I'll put it on, and I love this game. Graphics are brilliant. Yeah, graphics are brilliant. The music's great. Yeah, no problem with that. Jumping mechanics are fantastic, and it's nice they have a little bit. Yeah, that being able to change direction is superb. I don't really need to have to play. It's a game I have come back to again and again. It's a lovely platform. He says that.
We'll talk about the jumping mechanic later on when we go into a different game, and I think the up up there is really important. But I like the when you get hit here, you can go and pick up that shirt and get yourself back to where you were, so you haven't lost anything. So if there's a particular jump that you struggle with or you can't do, it's not going to kill your game as long as you take your time and say, well, do you know what, I'm going to make sure.
Yeah.
Lots to like about this.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
For other people on the stream, when you get it is Den Haag. It's in the past 10 years. When you get later on in this game, the palette does change. Sorry, Zypho's here. The palette does change, and you can see different colours just to freshen up a bit.
And it's also push buttons to jump. You can use the up, but also the fire button to jump. I love this game. Definitely love it. I could quite happily now spend the rest of the stream just playing it. I really could.
Very pleasant.
I love the mechanic. It's got the what would you call it? A Mario mechanic of the tubes that you can jump down into.
Yes. And what I like more about this than the Mario mechanic of the tubes is that it's a whole world underneath. and all the screens are connected, so you're going from the top to the bottom. It's not just single independent rooms. I know it's not. It doesn't make a big difference, but that jumps me. I don't know how to do it. All the rooms are connected, so you can see what's going on between them. So I think that just makes it just feel a little bit more, just a wee bit more of a world.
Yeah. I want to play this over and over, but I can't. I've got to be aware of the time. I love this game. Automatically, for me, it is a... I'll put your scores in, folks. Let me know. Now, I know actually there's a couple of 7s and an 8 there already. Let's have a look what people think.
I'm heard up, Zypho. Billy, what do you prefer, palette or palette?
It's palette.
It is, isn't it?
It's palette, yeah.
What's your French?
I don't know why he says palette. Is he trying to be French, do you think? You know?
Zypho sounds French.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Right, let's have a look at these scores. How are they doing, bud?
So we've got Rage at a 7, Juffer on an 8. Juffer doesn't like it because it uses a euro for currency, not a pound sign. Eagle Chips on an 8, Johnny's on a 7.5. Not you, Johnny, stay there. Peaks on an 8, Nova Bugs on an 8. FC Den Hag gives it a full 10. Rich gives it an 8. Zypho takes half a point off down to 7.5. He knows what that means. RC gives it an 8. He said it looks brilliant. He likes the respawn time of the character. Abbaset gives it 7. Mod gives it an 8. Kate gives it a 7.5. Mike ZT only gives it a 5 because it's not his cup of tea. Novabug says it's palette. And Technic says kill for Mash. Says Zypho.
There we go. Yeah,
Yup.
French. Yeah, the
Sickly blur. Moles 2. 7 from Simon.
Mange 2, that's everything, isn't it?
I think so. I think that just means like peas in the pod.
Yeah. Well, I tried peeing in the pod, but I won't go there. So Simon Osborne's given it a 7. What did you give it, buddy?
Yeah. I gave this an 8.5. And if you ask me if it's a hidden gem, I'm not sure, but it's certainly a gem. I don't know about hidden because if you were in the Amstrad team when this came out, you would have heard about it, but it's definitely a gem. I've said all the things I like about it. I'd like to play it more. It's not in any way intimidating, and it's not frustrating. You don't lose a life and then feel as if you've been cheated, or you know that way when you jump and you know you're going to die and you have to wait a second or two before you die. That's frustrating. That doesn't happen in this.
Yeah, I totally agree. The jump mechanic in this is excellent. It really is. It's one of the best ones I've ever come across. Especially for modern games, it's superb game. I love it. I love the graphics. I love the sounds. I love the Mojang twins. And is it hidden?
Does that matter?
I think it's hidden because it's a recent game, and people have been saying, "Oh, is this a recent game?" So they've not known it. So I've got to give it an 8.5 out of 10 myself. Superb game, and it's definitely a hidden gem for me. So I am awarding this hidden gem status. It is a superb game for you. As always, these will be on my Discord, so you have to search for them. I'll put them on my Discord for you to have a go. And yeah, definitely a hidden gem for me. Lovely game. Yeah. Let's have a look.
I don't think people disagree with you. I don't think people will disagree with you. It's even if they don't quite give it the 8 it needs for that status, I don't think anyone that gave it 7.5 would really bitterly disagree.
Yeah. Even FC is saying, yeah. Give it a try. You're about. Yeah, it is a good, fun game, Mike. Definitely one for everyone. Yeah. I agree, Boss. I hate the static jumping. Yeah. Yeah, superb. Yeah, as I said, I'll put this the ROM of this on my my old Discord for you guys, and so you'll be able to once I finish this stream and we're moving over to Mikey, I'll put them all on there. It's 9 years old, is it? Bloody hell! Bloody hell! Right, I'm just making a quick ciggy, and we shall move on. Now then.
The static jumping mechanic. Oh yeah, you can talk, can't you? Sorry.
No, go on.
I thought you were making a say. In other words, you couldn't talk and had to talk. I was just going to say the static jumping mechanic is okay in specific games like Manic Miner, but not in an exploration game. Not like it gets it relates a bit of a bite.
Yeah. Right, I shall load up the next game. And now then, I think I spent a little bit too much time on that because I do love it.
We need Zypo for the next game.
We do. We do. Now then.
Although the title is Spanish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Spanish. But what's it in English, buddy?
It is Journey to the Centre of the Earth in English, based on the Jules Verne book.
There we go. So this is a Spanish game. It's Janey the Centre of the Earth, as I said, based on. And now what I'm going to do is have a go. Now you did tell me there was a way to skip the puzzle at the beginning.
I think so, if I remember right. The next screen, I think, will have the options in Espanol. I think one of them is a toggle between level 1, 2, and 3. It's 3 kind of mini games. So this is Viaje del Centro de la Tierra.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that because I wouldn't be able to.
Una cerveza, please. Page 1, I think. So if you go for 3. Oh, you're redefining keys, that's fine.
Yeah.
And this is what I deal with that.
You reckon 3?
Yeah,
Very straight.
It's Spanish, but it's based on a French novel. It's a Spanish game based on Jules Verne is a French author. So 3, I think, will toggle between the different levels you can do.
Right. Just noticed the volume's gone up on the music. So let's have a look, see if it works. Come on. That's a good start, isn't it?
This isn't a new game. You might wonder if it's a new game, but it's not.
I can get it to work. If it loads. Yeah, get on it. Oh, that's not good.
Did anyone think we'd have a loader tonight?
That's not good.
You could go straight to the view if you wanted to do that.
It's asking for an access code.
Okay.
Can you pull up?
Maybe a version.
Yeah, can you pull up CPC Power?
Yeah, I'll get the access codes for you.
Sorry about that, folks. The reason I was skipping forward it is the right at the beginning of level 1, you've got one of those slide puzzle games, and I spent ages just doing that, and I thought, well, that'll be the end of my stream by the time I've completed that, and you don't actually see the platform inside of it. So that's why I'm skipping levels on it.
So I put the password in chat. I believe I put the password in chat at least.
Eva Maria. Eva Maria. Eva Maria. No, it's not having it. I'm not having that. Up to 3, level 3.
Or for level 2, try Smiths or Pogues or REM or Lou Reed.
Okay, now. REM.
That's the shortest. I'm not sure what to do.
Right. Okay. Oh. Well, the first thing is I got my controls completely the wrong way around, but not to worry. So. Oh, there we go. We've got creatures. It doesn't look too bad, actually, this.
So yeah, here's what I thought of it. I think it looks good. It's very ambitious, but I don't think that any of the parts of it, and this is true of a lot of US Gold games, they used to do the games where there was various different parts to the games, and I didn't think that the games, any of the parts warranted playing very much. So it was only games like Batman where they managed to pull it off, where they had all the parts were worth playing. But a lot of games just a bit, they're all naff. I also don't approve of killing dinosaurs.
Well, yeah, I thought that might upset you a little bit, mate. See,
What you're playing just now looks great.
yeah. Oh, well, you've got a couple of characters and you're wandering around. First thing I'm noticing is no sound.
I can't remember if I had sound or not. I don't think I did. But it looks great. Maybe there's much more to it. It's difficult for us to tell, I think, with just a few minutes on it in a foreign language.
Well, I'm getting my ass handed to me by a T-Rex now. Graphics are not the best. A little bit blocky. Could be better. It's okay. Once you get the controls right, you'll have to bear with me because I definitely got them wrong. It's not bad. It's nice to have 3 different sections. What did you score this, bud?
I gave this a 7. I can't. I couldn't give it more without playing it more to know. And I felt that if I gave it less than 7, based on what I saw, it could be a fantastic game. So I thought I'll play safe and give it 7, then give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Let's see what the chat have to say. If you've got a score for this, throw it in quickly while I load up the next game, and then I will give you my thoughts.
So KT Retro Gamer giving it a 3. Good graphics, no sound, less down. Voodoo Rage gives it 7.5 out of 10. Eagle Chip gives it a 5. Andrea gives it a 4. She's just not getting a feel for it. John Gage gives it a 5. Juffer gives it a 4. And Juffer speaks Spanish. Abarido incomprehensible. Pete Walker gives it a 5. So graphics are okay, but no sound, not feeling the gameplay. Texie gives it a 5. Anisette gives it a 4. He says it's a bit naff. Maud says it looks nice, but he's not sure where the gameplay is. Gives it a 5 out of 10. Kate White gives it a 6. Could do with exploring further.
Yeah, I agree, Kate.
Novabug gives it a 5.5. RC says a 0. Dead High gives it a 6.5 out of 10. So no one says this is a gem. Ewochip knows the game. Ewochip knows the game and gives it 5 still. There you go. Zypho, I don't know if you know the game or not. Zypho gives it a 6. Rich gives it a 5. So no one is arguing for this to be a gem.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not a gem for me either. I will give that a 6, but it needs exploring further. I think it's one of those that maybe it's my lack of ability that is not showing it off at its best. I think definitely have a go yourself, and you may find a gem in there somewhere. Right.
Ewochip knows Virus Dog, that's what he's saying.
I get you. Rightio, which is the next game? Well, before I go on to the next game, I'll tell you what I've not done. I've not checked in on some of my mates. So let's check in on Retro and Limb Steve. Let's see what he has to say. Now then. Okay. He's dyed his hair blonde by the looks of it. Not to worry. Yeah, and I know we've got Zypho. I'll just let me get into his camera and see what he's up to tonight. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's having a dance. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's boogieing on down. Sure, he's impressing Kate there with his furry hirsute moves. And I think we all know what Novable's going to be up to, don't we? Yeah. Not to worry. So, Virus Dog. Now, this is a game that I actually couldn't get on with when I was testing it. So I asked, do you know what the frig to do with this? And so...
This is a good game. Trust me. Did you score on that game? Did you give it a score?
Oh, what? The last one?
Yeah.
A 6, yeah.
6, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Virus Dog is a good game, trust me. You are trying to pair up the viruses and get rid of them. You select each virus and you can move it in any of the 4 main directions. However, the virus will keep moving until it hits an obstacle. So the puzzle is which order to move them to match them up and get rid of them so that you can move them all and get rid of them all.
Right.
It's going to be difficult to guide you because I'm 10 seconds behind seeing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you'll move around the game board with the cursor keys and you'll hit fire to select one and then you'll select which direction you want to fire that virus in.
Right, and is there a certain... it should appear on the screen in a minute.
Yeah, start to see the game now. So the only other key you need to know of is the R key. And the R key is how you reset the level when you fucked it up.
Radio. So I've got to fire these, so I select one, and what do I do with it? I fire it in a direction?
Yeah, you select it and you'll see the arrows appear in which direction you can put it. So you want to manoeuvre it to where you can move them as many times as you like, but you want to have it fire into one of the other ones that's around.
Into one of the other viruses.
That match it, and they'll disappear. When you pair them up, they'll disappear.
I getcha.
So I'm just watching you touch the first one now, and hopefully you'll realise to move it up and then to the right. What will you have done?
Yay! I getcha. Right, yeah. Right, I already get it.
So it's a nicely done puzzle game. Music's good. I got as far as level 3 in the time I played it, and I worked out how to do level 3, then I forgot that one of the bits I'd worked out already. So I got a bit frustrated at level 3, but I will come back to this. It's a good game to play. I will say it's a modern game, and I'm absolutely certain that this will not be the first game that invented this mechanic. So this will be a clone of something else.
Yeah.
Ego Chips, who has played this game before, says it's an 8 out of 10. He says it's a solid puzzle game. And I would agree, it's a solid game.
I'm liking it so far, I'll be honest. It's a lot simpler than what I thought. When I was trying it to sort out the controls, I was like, what the hell do you do with these things? And now I know. Yeah, nice music. Graphics are adequate, I would say. I wouldn't say they stand out, but it's mode 1. Yeah, nice graphics, nice puzzle elements. Yeah, I can see this. I do like the puzzle games. I can see me spending time on this. Yeah,
it's nice and relaxing. There's.
Yeah, I'm quite quite happy with this. I'm stuck already. Let's have a look. Let's move back to there. Maybe.
So this is as far as I got before I kind of worked out how to do half of it, and then when I worked out the other half, I'd forgotten the first part. We're getting schools in.
Oh, right,
If that means people want you to move on.
That's excellent. That's excellent, actually, we're getting scores in.
So Zypho gives us an 8 out of 10. 80s Retro Gamer gives us a 7. John Gage gives it a 6. Texie gives it a 7. Avocet Pania gives it a 7. Novabug gives it a 7.8. Juffer gives it a 7 out of 10. It says it might get boring quickly. DVD and Film Bloke gives it a 7 out of 10. A long fart. He says you can't properly grade it until you've actually played it. Technic gives it a 7. Kurt and Mark Retro Gamer gives it a 7. Mike ZT gives it a 7. RC gives it an 8 out of 10, and he says it reminds him of Chew Man Fu, which I thought was what I had for dinner. Maud gives it a 7 out of 10. 8-Bit Reach gives it a 5 out of 10. She says she thinks she'd played it, but she'd not go back to it for a very long time. Andrea gives it an 8 out of 10, says it's a bit like Puznik. It kind of is, yeah. Stog gives it a 7 out of 10. Kate gives it a 7. FCN Hag gives it a 7. So most people seem to be saying it's not quite a hidden gem status. If this had come out in the 80s, I think I would be singing its praises and saying this is absolutely a hidden gem. But it came out in 2016, so this is I'm certain it's a copy of something else. So I would say this is not. I would say this is not a hidden gem because of how recent it is, and it didn't invent it. And I've got 4 points for pronouncing the Avocet Pioneer's name correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to knock that music off because it's getting a bit much.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting a bit much. And right, I've got to think on this one. Yeah, it's pretty easy, straightforward, easy to pick up. Now that I know what you do, I can understand, and I understand the puzzle element of it. I can see you getting frustrated very quickly with it. It's graphics are fine, music's fine, no problems there. It's I'm struggling. I'm gonna go for. I don't know. I'm gonna go for 7.9. Only because. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed that, mate.
I'm giving it a 7 because I feel as if it brings no sparkle of its own to the genre. I think this is straight down the line, well executed. But I haven't played the game that this is a clone of, but I bet you this doesn't have any real inspiration of its own in it.
Yeah. I think this is going to be one of those games, and we do come across them where it's a Marmite game. And people either score it high or mediocre. What is it based off? That's what we need to know, really.
RC thought it was based on Chew Man Fu. It's what it reminds him of, so perhaps it's based on that. Not sure. Rich gives it 6.5. Mikey and Jane possibly, or just Mikey, gives it 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Just a quick note, Mikey, I'm running late, buddy, because I had technical issues at the beginning.
Yeah, not a gem from anyone, I don't think.
No, I don't think it hits gem status, especially with the amount of 7s we've been getting. You've got to like puzzle games. I think if you really love your puzzle games, and the Amstrad, as Chris said, is one of the CPC strengths. It does puzzle games brilliant, and I agree. But with the likes of, especially it came out 2016, and then you've got the likes of Baba's Palace, which come out, which just blows this out of the water as a puzzle game. But no, I like it. I'd love to know all the different versions of this type of game, because there may be one in there that we we could highlight at some point. So if you do know what this game is based off, a copy of, etc., or ripping off, let us know. So I will move on, but it is a good game. And again, decide yourselves.
So we've got Etsy's Hag, gives it 6 out of 10, and he's the last rating for it, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, so we're moving on to...
Tissues at the ready.
Now then, Mikey, what's he saying? No problem, he'll start at 9:30 because he's got Janey, because it's cool to overlap a bit. Yeah, no worries, buddy, yeah, I'll be as quick as I can, mate, and I'll get over to you myself. Right, so we have a game called Vixen, and I think Nova's already seen what this is. Yeah, he's looking at his screen now on this game, and everybody get the tissues ready. It's a game with one of my favourite genres, which I call 8-bit boobies. By the way, I just realised we do have a few newcomers in the chat. Please, everybody say hello to the new guys. And as regards rules, guys, there is none. You can swear, say whatever you want in my chat. I don't give a rat's ass. So, there we go. I just thought
I'd want you to reload the game. Yeah. You missed the probably the best part of it.
Yeah, right, let's reload then. What I shall do is reload and now get ready to click this again. There we go. What do we think of that, gentlemen? I'm sorry, ladies. I'm going to be an absolute male chauvinist here and stare at what we have is...
Corrine Russell. It is Corrine Russell. Jeffer's right.
What was that, buddy? I missed it.
Corrine Russell is the name of Vixen.
Oh.
And that, to be fair, that's a pretty good digitized picture of it.
Superb. I'm enjoying it. I shall enjoy it a lot later on, maybe, with a box of Kleenex. So, pause the loading screen, play a bit, and then switch off. Let's have a look-see. So, here we go.
Did Juffer just call us a pair of tits, Belly?
Oh, I'm more than likely. Never forget a pair of tits. Yes, you know what he's like. You know what he's like. I think what we should do is get you two to get your heads together a bit, and I'll just draw little circles on the top of them. Oh, we've got a pair there. Sorry, Andrea. I know.
Sorry, Andrea. Sorry, Rach.
So here we are. We are a scantily clad lady. I can jump. Oh, we have whips. Wow. Oh, happy days indeed. We have whips. Controls aren't too bad. A little bit jerky scrolling. We have balls on chains, which I can sort of get rid of. It's not too bad. I've certainly played worse. I've seen worse. It's nice to see. Sorry, say again.
It looks better than it plays. I think the game the controls aren't quite as responsive as I'd like. I found myself, I mentioned this earlier on, I found myself dying, but knowing I was going to die a second and a half before it. Just that I've already made the mistake and it's too late now, and that's really frustrating. I like all the destructibles, so I like that there's lots and lots of things to knock apart.
Yeah.
The graphics are good, but
it's not bad. I've seen better. I've played better. It's, what do we say, mediocre? Oh, so these are collective. Yeah, you hit those like stone things, and they're collectors. Graphics are okay. Bit of a Rygar clone, says Zypho. Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah. It's got all those kind of things in it. It's got a bit of Black Tiger. It's inspired by Black Tiger, certainly.
It's a shame the background is blank. I think they could have done... Oh, he says that, and then we'd start getting some sort of something going on. Have I completed that or something? No gem bonus. So... A little bit... Yeah, it is FC... sorry, Technic, it is, but... It is slow, but... I suppose it's... I don't know, it's... I think if you play it, you'll certainly want to possibly go back to it to a degree just to see what's on the next level. Controls are fine for me. Yeah. All stage power lost. End of game. Here we go.
So it's not terrible if you bought this game based on the cover. If you were the creepy wee 14-year-old like we all were, and you bought this because of the cover and you need to go home, at least you had a game to play.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been disappointed, I'll be honest, being a 14-year-old me would have certainly appreciated box art and the game a little bit. Yeah, it's not bad. What was that? You actually turn into a fox eventually, or a vixen. So her special power is she just turn into a fox, which is a nice difference, I suppose.
Not that I saw in my game, but maybe later.
Yeah, let's have a look.
So we're getting scores in.
Come on, guys.
DVD Film gives it 11 out of 10. Although he's only joking, he gives it a wet fart 5 out of 10. Texie gives it a 5 out of 10. 80s Retro Gamer gives it 8 out of 10 or 10 out of 10s for load screen. That's high. 8-Bit Rage gives it a 6.5 out of 10. Mod gives it a ropey but looks playable 5 out of 10. I think ropey but looks playable is fairly accurate. John Gage gives it a 6 out of 10. Looks better than Sabrina. Novabug gives it a flat 5. Technics gives it a 8 out of 10. Colourful graphics, bit slow, but since it features a blonde in a bikini, knee-high boots, game on. Mike ZT gives it a 6 out of 10. FC Den High gives it a 7. Kurt and Mark Retro Gamer gives it a 5.5. Juffer gives it a 7 out of 10, so it's above average action platformer thingy. Kate White gives it a 5 out of 10. Andrea gives it a 5 out of 10, saying she's nothing special. It's nothing special. Alaket gives it 6 out of 10. Zypho gives it 6. And Texie says if you collect enough gems, that prevents. If you don't collect enough gems, you don't get the Vixen transformation.
Right.
I would give this a 6.5 out of 10 because there's a game there to play, but it's not fair.
Yeah. I think the graphics are nice, music's okay. Scrolling's not too bad on it, to be honest. And like you said, there is a game under there somewhere. There is a game in there. When you start playing it, I do want to have another go, but time's stopping me. And I like it. I do like it. Not just for the obvious reasons. I'm going to go for a 6.5 out of 10 on this one. It's certainly not a hidden gem, but I'm going to give it a 6.5 because a 14, 15-year-old me would have been more than happy to play this a few times. So, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I will move on because of time, but yeah, not bad at all.
It's not quite my favourite cover yet. My favourite Amstrad game cover is Game Over.
Yes, indeed. And I think one of my favourite ones... Did you hear that? Oh, we have some digitised speech then.
Oh yes, this is Voodoo Rage.
Indeed.
I didn't hear it, but I've heard it before and I played it. This game, we might not be playing for very long.
Well, I'm dead already. So there's... Oh dear. And I'm dead again. Right, it's a platformer. It looks very old. Old use of the graphics. Is it a collectathon? No, there's a banana there, but I can't do anything with it. Unless it's a...
It is a single screen platformer, as far as I can determine. Didn't play for long. What kills it for me is it's a 1986 game, and it's worse than all the 1984 games that we had when Amstrad brought it out. It's as if Amsoft have turned this down. It's just, it brings nothing to the table. It's terrible. Ego chip's wrong. It's a full price commercial release. I looked into it. It's a full price commercial release.
Full price
in 1986. Full price. Well, it's not a recognisable budget label. So if it was a budget label, then they somehow got a budget label out without the kind of budget. But $3.99 and $1.99 on a Master Tronic Codemasters. To me, it just looks like a full small software house release 1986 game. Dog shit.
It is shite, mate. It is shite. It's shite.
Music shite.
It's shite on a level. I mean, the fact that it's got Benny Hill music, I'll give it a point or two for that. But yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not good. I think they spent all the development time just getting a little bit of speech at the intro. For 1986, it's really shit. In fact, this is is John about? This could be one. This could be one for us, John, as regards one of the shit game challenges.
It's called Voodoo Rage. I don't know why it's called Voodoo Rage. I guess it's called Voodoo Rage because someone thought Voodoo Rage sounds good.
Yeah. Scores-wise, what did you give it, bud?
I gave this 1 out of 10, and I thought I would be generous. Even if this was 1984, it'd still be dog shit.
Yeah.
So we've got reviews for it. We have 2 out of 10 for Ego Chip. 8-Bit Reach agrees with us, 2 out of 10. Rich gives it 2. SC Den Haag says 1 out of 10. Pile of shit, asking full price for this. John Gage gives it a 2 out of 10. 80s Retro gives it a 1. Guffer gives it a 1. He says it's for nearly having spunk in the high score table. Captain Mark Retro Gamer gives it a 1. Avicet Pania gives it a 0. DVD and Phil gives it a diarrhea, which is 1 out of 10. Texas gives it a 2. Maud gives it a 2. Andrea gives it a 3. She likes this more than anyone else. She doesn't like it. Technic gives it a 3 as well. So Technic and Andrea are fans of this. SC Dan gives it a 1 out of 10. Pile of Horses. And Zypho gives it a 2 out of 10. CPC Game Reviews gave this a 6. Now, the CPC Game Reviews not here to defend themselves tonight, but Novak says it's a 4.
Yeah, it's not good. It's certainly a shit game. It's a shit game that needs a shit game challenge put forward. So Rachel, John Gage, and Technic, Texie, etc., and DVD Film Blog. I think we've got one here. It's definitely a hidden turd. Definitely a hidden turd. FC Denag, beautiful. Yeah, definitely one for the shit game challenge, guys. I shall leave it at that. I'll give it a 3 at the moment, just because Andrea said it, and I like Andrea. And but yeah, it's not good. Let's move on quickly. If I can get my mouse to work. Oh. Now, this is when you... I can't wait, Rach says. Yeah, definitely Rach. Definitely Rach. Challenge accepted. What's it called? It's called Voodoo Rage. I'll throw it over. Well, we're going to do a proper review on it, Chris Novabug, and feel free, Chris, to do your own review on this. Take part in the shit game challenge. That would be interesting. All right. Oh my God, this is all in bloody French. Let's have a look. I don't understand any of that. Hello? Do something. There we go. So
I struggled to get this one running, but I did eventually get it running. But I didn't quite. Yeah.
So we have an isometric with terrible sound effects. Okay. Oh dear. Was this written in BASIC? Bloody hell. Oh no. I will NRG.
Oh, Novabug says we're being harsh on the last game, so maybe we are.
Hence my challenge to him to do a review on it. Yeah.
So this is an isometric maze game. There's other games like it. I didn't feel as if this was really bringing much to the table. The music was, if I think the music in this was enough to do your boxing.
Yeah, I'm not
nasty
hearing
stuff.
any music at all. All I'm hearing is a hissing. So whether it's an emulator issue I've got, but yeah, I agree. FC, it's fucking weird, really. It's the time it to render the screen really puts me off. But yeah, you've got no. I'm not feeling this one at all. Nice effort, nice try on it, but it's like somebody took a classic game like Spin Dizzy and then decided to slow it down and make it less fun. Yeah.
It's a 1987 game, so it's not an early game. It's not what the isometric games were based on. This is one that came out after some of the isometric games, so to me that's not very excusable.
I mean, now there's a lovely comment, a right comment there from Ego Chip. What he said, and I agree with that. The idea's there, but it just doesn't execute it, and especially that in between the screens, waiting for it to load the screen.
Yeah.
That is really, really.
Especially when you move so fast through it. He says, Ewochip says the idea is there, but the execution is not. But is it even their idea? Have they badly executed a clone of another game? Well, CPC Game Review is here. CPC Game Review. We were harsh on the game we played before, Voodoo Rage, and someone said you gave Voodoo Rage 6 out of 10. Is that right?
Sorry, guys. This is starting to hurt my ears already. That.
So reviews are in, and we've got 4 out of 10 from Eagle Chip. We've got 0 out of 10 from 80s Retro Gamer. CPC Game Reviews, as I said, gave it 6 out of 10. He said he only recently reviewed it. Zypho gives it a 2 out of 10. John Gage gives it a 1 out of 10. 8-Bit Rage gives it a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 from Avocet. Kate gives it a 4. Hidden Touch, he says. Andrea Wyatt says 2 out of 10. You need a pair of sunglasses for some of those screens, and that noise would drive you nuts. 3 out of 10 from Kurt and Mark Retro Gamer. And CBC Game Review said yes, but I didn't write the review. Ah, well then. Rich says a 3 out of 10, slow screen, raw, and sound. Mike ZT gives it a 4 out of 10. Novabug gives it a 4 out of 10, so he's on board with the rest of us this time. Texie gives it a 3 out of 10. DVD Game Bloke gives it a rabbit shit 2 out of 10, so those little brown pebbles, a little raisins. Yep. Juffer gives it a 2 out of 10, so it's boring, poor colours, awful sound. Technic gives it a 3 out of 10. Mod gives it 4.5 out of 10, so Mod's the biggest fan so far. DVD Film says the soundtrack gets 12 out of 10. No, it doesn't. FC Den Haag says 2 out of 10. I hear EVP white noises, red rum.
Oh dear.
I thought that the music was unbearable, and I thought it was a poor knockoff of other games in the same genre, and I think it doesn't really bring anything to the table unless you somehow play this and it turns out to be excellently balanced and it's great to play later on. I didn't feel as if this really brought anything to the table, and I thought it's a 5.5 out of 10.
5.5, that high?
Yeah.
Now then, the one thing I noticed while playing this was, I'm just wandering around. What am I supposed to do? Do I collect things? I didn't see anything. That's why I was going around searching for things. So, all right, do I have to collect this? Do I have to collect that? You know, and there wasn't anything to collect like you would on Spin Dizzy. You had the collection side of things. So it's literally just avoid everything on each screen, which I can see getting very boring very quickly. The screen redraw, it was completely unnecessarily slow. I don't know what they were thinking on that, unless they've written this half in BASIC. As you said, there's other games that came out earlier that right, there is a second part to the game apparently. So you find this game to take you to part 2 of the game. Right, so we've got an idea of what you have to do. So it's a searching for a single item. I would have been put off straight away by this game being young. I would have thought, sod this, I'll just play Spin Dizzy or Marble Madness. I'm going to be relatively generous and give this a 3 out of 10 at the moment. Sorry, mate, I'm not hearing you.
I said that's quite low. I thought this was reasonably well executed. I wasn't that bothered about the screen redraw. Wasn't too bothered about that. But maybe I'm being a bit generous. Maybe there's really not as much to this as what it should be.
Yeah, I'm definitely going I'm going for 3 out of 10 because the controls ain't too clever either. With the controls, I find you bump into things. It wasn't intuitive, the controls. You'd let go of the button and you'd carry on, but it's weird, the controls, and so I kept dying, which was annoying. No, and again, the screen redraw, and maybe it's me being prejudiced because I love Spin Dizzy so much. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10, and I'll have to look into it further. I will score it higher once I've played it a little bit longer to find this part 2 of the game. So, yeah, not feeling it. So we've had the letter U, we've had the letter V for Veloceraptor, and we're now on to the letter W. Now, this game, I do not know if it's hidden or not, so please let me know, folks. And it is called War Machine.
And just to finish off what we're talking about last one, Spin Dizzy, an excellent game if you haven't heard of it. Spin Dizzy came out in 1986. So this is a year later as a clone of it.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So, let's try and get that. Now then, what I'm going to do is...
Now then.
Yeah, now then, indeed. Infinite lives, no. Infinite energy, no. Infinite... I'm going to say yes and yes on those two, just so hopefully we can get through a little bit. This is a 1989 game, so I'm expecting good things from this. What do you know about this one?
Is this Exelon 2 or not? Because I'm sure it's the character from Exelon in this, and I meant to, and I never get time to look out to find out if this is Exelon 2, if it's the same people or not. I'm sure that's the guy out of Exelon. I'm sure it's a guy out of Exelon. It's similar gameplay as well, but it's a bit more freedom than you do in Exelon. Exelon is very much a linear game. This one you can wander about and explore. So this game, it's a run and gun platformer. we'll talk about the jumping at some point, I'm sure. You can go up and down ladders.
Yeah.
And explore, pick up keys, get to new areas. You can pick up upgrades. There's a few bonuses you can get an R-type satellite thing as well to shoot. CPC Games Review says no, they're written by different authors.
Okay.
So this is not excellent too.
I just have to reload it because I got trapped in an area that I can't get out of. So, which is a great start for the game. But that little area, you couldn't actually go down the ladders. So.
The ladders I found difficult to get to work. I'm not sure what I was doing wrong. Sometimes I would go up and down the ladders, no problem. Other times I couldn't get a ladder to work, just like you've done there.
Well, it looks nice, graphics-wise.
Yeah.
I like the way it loads up the screen like that. So we have a character. Oh, here we go.
And Hyde says it's got a turrican feel to it.
Yeah, the shooting definitely has. Is that a key? Oh, that's a key. We've got sound effects. So it's a...
Saying it's got a turrican feel to it is very generous.
Yeah. It does on the shooting, because you can see you can shoot in various directions, which is nice. I don't know why I died there, but not to worry. Let's go this way, maybe. Oh, there's another key, which is nice. Got through there, and I got some sort of bonus. I've got a feeling there's a graphics glitch on this, to be honest. I may be wrong. Well, so far so good. Yeah, there's definitely a graphics glitch on this. But it's a budgie game, so we've got to take that into account on a budgie game.
That's definitely an alien for aliens up the top of the screen. So they've knocked off the Exelon character and they've knocked off the aliens character. I mentioned jumping earlier on in one of the other games, and I said that once you hit jump and you get frustrated because you know what's going to happen, you can't control it.
Yeah, this
is I feel that bad style of jumping.
Yeah.
And this ladder I could not get to work.
Yeah, I can't get the ladder to work, which is a shame. I've got a feeling we've got graphical issues on this, possibly emulation issues. Let's have a look, see if I can go that way, maybe. No. Oh, maybe.
If you go all the way to the left, you can pick up an upgrade.
Oh, bollocks. What a shame, because, yeah, it's not too bad. Oh, you bastards. Stuck there now. Yeah, the sprite's a little bit hard to... Yeah. Once you hit the jump, it doesn't really allow you to change direction.
You end up making great big huge jumps that end up where you didn't expect to. And there's a lot of jumping and manoeuvring around to get.
Yeah.
So I feel that it's the problem I've got with this is it's trying to do two things at once. It's trying to be a run and gun, and it's trying to be a precise platformer, and it doesn't manage either of them very well. And you end up wishing. That's the upgrade I was talking about there. You end up wishing that it would have done one or the other, but it just doesn't quite hit either spot.
Yeah, the jump mechanic I'm not enjoying, I'll be dead honest. It's really pissing me off. I'll keep getting stuck there. I think this has definitely got, that looks like it's got graphic issues on it and possibly emulation. Right, folks.
So we've got scores starting to come in now. Ego Chip gives it a 6 out of 10. John Gage gives it a 6 out of 10 as well. It certainly looks good. It looks better than it plays, I think.
Yeah.
6 out of 10 for 80s Retro Gamer. Noahbug gives it a 7. Noahbug, have you played this? So FC Den Hag gives it an 8. He likes running down. Guffer gives it a 7. A couple of broken mechanics spoil it. Rach gives it a 5.5 out of 10. CPC Game Reviews says this is an 8 out of 10 and a hidden gem.
Ooh.
DVD Film Bloke gives it a loud, smelly fart, which is 6 out of 10. Mike ZT gives it a 7 out of 10. Abisek gives it a 7 out of 10. Cut Mark Retro Gamer give it a 6. Technic gives it a 7. Texie gives it a 7. And Novabug questions CPC game reviewer who gives it an 8 and says it's a hidden gem and asks him if he's sticking with it. Kate White gives it a 7. Says it looks really good. Shame about the niggling issues. Andrea gives it a 7. Says it looked very good. Me, I would give this a 6 out of 10. I think it's a shame that they didn't get the jumping mechanic right, because it's such an important part of the game. The game is not that difficult. The only thing that makes it difficult is working out what your jump's going to actually do.
No
one have played it and liked it, so maybe it's us.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not. It's certainly not. It's a budgie, isn't it? So we've got to take that into account. It's all right. The controls let it down. The jump mechanic does let it down, and I think not knowing what you're doing and where you're going, etc. And you've got a ladder there that I can't really use. That kind of is a bit of a no-brainer, really. Whether it's graphical issues, I'm not sure, because it looks like the emulator's having trouble in the top left-hand corner as well. It's not bad. It's not bad. So, here we go. It's corrupted. So, maybe this is. CPC saying, I do have a cracked version of this. So, maybe it is.
Hasn't changed the jump mechanic though. Is that the corruption? Because if the corruption is just the graphical glitches, I'm not bothered by those. It's the jumping that does me in. And unless the jumping's different, I don't think it's a.
It's
the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 7s. I'm going to agree with the 7s on this. The jump mechanic does let it down. I'll be dead honest. Whether it's just because I'm spoiled after playing New Wall with a super one, I'm not sure. So I'm going to go 7 out of 10. I'm going to try and find a different version.
CPC Game Review says it's not corrupted.
All right.
So this is not a gem then? Oh well.
No, I'm not giving this gem status. I don't think people in the chat would give this gem status either. It's right there. It could have been. But the jump mechanic, as you said, I mean, I'll be dead honest, my thumb's hurting. It's very rare I get my thumb aching on doing. It's just that if you could have just got that jump mechanic right, I'd score it higher, definitely.
Yeah.
But good game nonetheless. So let's move on to a game by the Edge. Now, the big question, is this hidden? After playing it, I realised, I know this. I know this. Let's see what people think. So, now, copy on here is that, I think. Yes. So.
No, Johnny, no. He's chewing cables.
That's not good.
And it's the Mega ST cable he's chewing. Come on, Johnny, have a treat instead, you little dick.
Sorry, just bear with me, folks, while I sort out these controls.
So this game is called Warlock, I think.
Warlock.
We're on the same game, yep. And it is another isometric game. It has, in my opinion, miles more charm than the last isometric game we played. This game looks really good for an 8-bit game. I guess it depends on what chat say, whether the chat have heard of it or not. I don't think it's that hidden a game.
Right. So, guys, tell me, is this game hidden or not?
Look how great the colours look in it.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Will not go any further than that? No. Okay, so let's go down. Let's come out of there. So, nice graphics. I do like the graphics. Oh, is that a teleporter? Yes. Oh, crap. Okay. Bit of slowdown. Yeah, let's just kill everybody. Yeah, because that's the kind of guy I am. Certainly.
I played this for a brief period of time and meant to come back to it, but stopped myself because I thought if I keep playing this, I won't have time to play the other ones. Because this is my kind of game.
It's certainly mine. Yeah.
If I had this as a kid, it wouldn't matter how steep the learning curve was. I would stick with this. I would work it out.
Yeah, I do like it. I'll be dead honest. I am enjoying it already. The graphics are nice. The gameplay is, yeah, it's all right. I love isometric. I do love isometric games. I always have. It's always been my cup of tea, isometric. I don't know about yourself. It's a bit on the slow side, especially when you are
busy.
Yeah, when the screen's busy, but we know that's the thing that the Amstrad does. So the only thing I'm missing is a jump button. If I had a jump button, I'd be very happy.
I like this. I felt the slowdown I can live with, because if it you've got a key, so you should be able to open that door. Sorry, you're 10 seconds behind, but yeah, if the game's this good, it looks this good, and plays this good, and there's that much to it, then okay, slow down. It's only an 8-bit system.
Yeah. It's called Warlock Novabug. Yeah. Oh, you stupid idiot! I got killed. Where am I now? There I am. Yeah, it's certainly all right. I'm quite content. It's nice graphics. It's
So we've got scores coming in already.
all right.
So let's go through the scores we've come in.
Definitely. Let's go through the scores, guys.
8-bit Rage said she already thinks it's a gem, and she said that nice and early. Ego Chip says it looks really nice, 6.5 out of 10. John Gage says isometric, 5 out of 10. 80s Retro Gamer says it's a 9 out of 10 and a gem. FC Den Hag says 7 out of 10. This is a game that for the kind of genre you like it or not. Zypho says looks okay, 7.5 out of 10. Big Juffer says 8 out of 10. It would have been 9 out of 10 if it didn't have Jeremy Beadle in it. Rich says it's a 9 out of 10. 8-bit Rach says 8.5 out of 10, and she says it is a gem. Mike ZT gives it an 8 out of 10. Avocet gives it a 9 out of 10 and says it is a gem. CPC Game Review says 7 out of 10 and says the slowdown became annoying. DVD and Film Bloke gives it an 8 out of 10. It's a loud fart. Technic gives it 7.5 out of 10. Mod 7.5 out of 10. Texie 8 out of 10. Kurt and Mark 7 out of 10. So we've got a split over the kind of the threshold between gem and no. Noah gives it 7 out of 10, says he has played it, doesn't remember it. Andrea says 8 out of 10, reminds her of another game. but you can't place which game it is. Is it maybe Feud? It looks a bit like that. 8 out of 10 says Andrea, and it's a gem. SE and Hag says it's a gem as well.
Right. Superb. Yeah, graphics are nice. Sound it's got a little bit. It's isometric, and I'm a huge fan of isometric. It does remind me of a few other games in the genre. I do like the genre. I like the wandering about. It reminds me of what we were talking about earlier, the old dungeon type games.
Yes.
It's got that atmosphere about it. Oh, what did you give it?
I said this is an 8.5 out of 10, and I said it is. If it's a hidden game, then it's a hidden gem.
So is it hidden? I think the question is it hidden?
Yes, I think it must be, because we would have more in the chat from people saying, I remember this. No one vaguely remembers it. A few other people have played it, but no one. This doesn't seem to be that famous. So,
yeah, I'm going to go with 8 out of 10. It's right up my alley, so to speak.
You like things up your alley, don't you?
Well, I have been known to, try things up the alley.
Is that one to ask GP about?
I've not got that on my thing on this setup, unfortunately, but I think it's certainly one that we should ask Retro and Lim. Let's see what he says. Do you like things up is it up your alley as well? Yeah, it's definitely up his alley, isn't it? Yeah. So, CPC Game Reviews are saying it's relatively hidden. We're getting a lot of people saying hidden. Ooh, you know what that means, folks? We have another hidden gem. We have another hidden gem. Definitely a hidden gem for me. Lovely game. I'm going to go back to it, and it's the one where I want to grab. First thing I wanted to do when I tried this was grab a piece of paper and a pen and start mapping it. So yeah, definitely my type of game. Definitely a hidden gem. Definitely. Again, all these games will be available to you guys on my Discord. So that's our second one for the night. We're not doing too bad here, buddy. Gotta say, apart from the odd one or two, like Voodoo Rage, we've not come across anything really bad, have we?
That's right, there's only one stinker here.
Definitely.
I like your Discord and chat.
Now then.
Did you see the best for last?
The best for last indeed. The best for last indeed. Is that a link to my Discord you've put in, bud, yeah?
That's right.
Oh, superb, thank you.
So this is a 1985 game, so do remember that when we're looking at it.
I am doing FC.
It's an early game.
Well, this reminds me of a certain game I know. On the old Spectrum.
This is a clone of I forgot the name of the famous clone of, but it's absolutely definitely a clone of it.
I'll give you
one of the Ultima style games.
With the letter A.
Attic Attack.
That's the one. Which is coming out for the Amstrad.
Yeah.
Attic Attack there is a version of it coming out, and it looks bloody awesome. So this is Wizard Layer. It's not bad at all. Very fast, which I hope if they can get the speed like this on the old Attic Attack version, I'd be happy. Oh, I'm dead already.
This style of games, which was ultimately the game made these style of games, they were fast on the Spectrum, and that was important for them. So if they don't have the speed, it's boring. These guys made another game called Starquake, which we were talking about the other night. Starquake's a similar game to this. I like the graphics are kind of the same effect, but Starquake's a much better game.
No, it's definitely a nice game.
Yeah.
Graphics are
hard.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. Yeah, certainly interesting. I missed a piece of the Golden Lion. Yeah.
So the Golden Lion is what you're collecting?
Yeah. Right. We know what it is. We've seen what it is. It's fast. It's responsive. Give me your scores, folks.
I'll give you my score while we're waiting on people. It's a nice Ultimate style game. It's fast. It's very hard, but it's good. And I went for an 8 out of 10. And if the chat considers it hidden, I would stretch to say it's a hidden gem. But I wouldn't fight. I wouldn't be my hell to die on. I wouldn't fight for this game compared to the other two. I think if this is a hidden gem, it's the worst of the three that we get. So Mod's in with 8 out of 10. Neil is in with an 87 out of 10.
Good to see you.
Avocet is a 6 out of 10. 8-Bit Rage gives it a 7.5 out of 10. Ego Chip gives it a 6 out of 10. John Gage gives it a 6 out of 10. CPC Game Reviews gives it a 9 out of 10. Says a gem. Loved this game when he's young and still does now. DVD and Film Bloke gives it a long fart, which is a 7 out of 10. Texie gives it an 8 out of 10. HG's Retro Gamer gives it something out of 10. 5 out of 10, he says later on. Neil has changed his review from 87. He's now giving it 2 crows and 3 badgers, depending on how much a badger and a crow is worth. Big Juffer gives it a 7 out of 10. FC Den Had gives it a 7 out of 10. Technic gives it a 6. Andrea gives it a 7. Mike is a 7. Nobugs is 6.5. Rich gives it a 7. Captain Mark 7. So everybody's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not going for the gem of those things.
Yeah. Majority is in the 7s. I'm going to go 7.5 for this. It's not a hidden gem. I think the hidden state is the part of it that's the problem. I'll just ask you to switch your camera back on, bud.
Yep.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button then.
I knocked over my microphone.
There we go. I'll just close that and then I shall knock my thing on. Yep, so if you can just switch your camera back on, buddy, that'd be appreciated. There we go.
There you go. Can you see me now? Yes, you can.
Yes, you're there.
And you can see Johnny as well.
And we can see Johnny. Johnny, leave them frigging cables alone. So, mate, there we go. We survived. We've got some good games in there, certainly. How did you feel?
I think that must be, on average, one of the best set of games you've done on these streams.
Oh, thank you.
There may be better games that you've done. The fact there are better games that you've done, but on average, there was only one stinker there. Every other game there was worth playing.
Yeah. Well,
2 hidden gems.
Yeah, 2 hidden gems, and everything was averaging around the 6 and 7 mark.
Yeah. So no total disappointments. That wasn't a kind of. You're not going to feel scarred if you bought any of those games as a kid.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Now I'll let you into a little secret, since I'm coming to the end of this series now. The secret is I always try and get at least one stinker in there. I deliberately do that. Yes, Neil, you arrived just in time for the end, but you get to see Veloceraptor on camera, so there we go. So I always try and include one. I'll come across one, I think, oh my god, this is terrible. This would be great for the shit game challenges that I do with Rachel and John Gage. So I always sneak one in, usually.
Yeah, it was the one that we think it is. There's no doubt about it. It's the Voodoo Rage.
Yes,
Rush.
definitely Voodoo Rage, definitely a shit game, and yeah, I'll get that sorted, Mikey. But yeah, you've done great on camera, mate. And with Neil being in here, just can you just explain, because we had a little chat and you have a little bit to do with Neil, don't you?
Oh, I'm an admin on Neil's Discord. So when I get back into retro, my favourite videos are Neil's videos. Neil does amazing videos. You can sit down and watch those and think they take your full attention away. So I was on his Discord, and he's made me an admin there to try and, which is basically a moderator. So I just very, very, very rarely deal with someone who doesn't do things right. But most of the time, it's just steering people in the right direction. But I do get the odd bit of information from Neil and what he's doing. So it's nice being close to what Neil's doing with RMC, which is just a fantastic project. And he's going on to do some great things. Yeah, and the Dragon Force, Neil, that's right. He's going to do some great things. He's looking for a new cave, as you might have seen when you watched the videos. He's storming ahead. He's soaring in popularity. The new cave is going to be great. There'll be people visiting the cave, and Neil's doing great. Absolutely fantastic to be around that project.
Yeah, definitely. I love RMC. Myself, I try and get in as much as possible. But yeah, he's an awesome streamer, and it's nice to see you in the chat, buddy. And it's again, big thank you to Dave Veloceraptor. We got there in the end. Dave was refurbishing, so that's why it took so long to get him on. But he has promised us a walk around video once it's complete, which will be excellent. Now then, folks, we will be moving over to Mikey Smith. I know that the links have been put in the chat already, so click on those links. I will see you over there myself. And big love to everybody. Thank you all. Oh, there we go. Dave, I don't know if you can see that, Dave, at the bottom that RMC has just put in. Dave and Yellow Belly will get an invite to the new cave when we can all meet up. So there we go. That'll be fun. And I've got a big van with it, so mate, we can you distract him and I'll grab half of his tech. Yeah.
None of this. Johnny is my guard. He will run away if anyone tries to break in and hide under something.
Yeah.
Well, you're such a wee shite, aren't you?
You did great, mate. You did great.
Thanks for having me on.
No, it's my pleasure, mate. It's my pleasure. I have been mithering Dave from day one to come on. So it's nice to finally get him and not miss out. Next week, folks, I believe I am working. So, well, if I'm doing 4 straight shifts of, I think I'm doing 24s. So, due to the current lockdown in Wales and also staff going off, we do get tested regularly, and a couple of members of staff have tested positive. So that's why I've been doing a lot of 24 hours, because there's just nobody else to cover. So I'm not sure if I'll be streaming next Sunday. I will let everybody know on Discord if I am or not, and you'll see the notifications on YouTube. Definitely. Now, next Saturday is a very, very special episode for Novabug. It's his 100th tape testing. And Novabug, please feel free to plug away on that. It's a very special episode. I will be recording a little short video for that because I will be at work. So, but yeah, I encourage every single one of you, including Neil, next Saturday. It's the big 100. It's not to be missed. It's a big thing for Novabug, and I want everybody to support Novabug and the Bug Army. Links, as always, in the description. Get your merch as well. And yeah, he's going to tackle Bridget. I know he is. He has promised Bridget. So I'm going to leave it there, folks, and see you all over on Mikey Smith's. So I'll give you the chance to say goodbye to everybody, and any messages or anything, go for it, bud.
Well, thanks for watching, folks. Thank you for bearing with my drivel as I chatted it. It's nice to see you. I will see you all on the Mikey Smith stream, and I'll see you, Noah Bug stream number 100, which will be spectacular next Saturday night, when there will be twerking.
There will be twerking. Yes, they will. There will be twerking. It starts earlier at 9:30 on the 31st. It's a Halloween special and also somebody's birthday as well. So I will see you all on there. The details are all in his Discord, as he says. So I'm going to give big love to Novabug, and I will see you all over at Mikey Smith. So all that leaves me to say is Yellow Belly out.